National nights, sentimental celebrations, and cultural craft. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, October 14th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. One of the things that fell by the wayside during COVID was the annual meet and greet we know as National Night Out. This year, though, it started making a comeback. Did you know that Tuesday, October 4th was 2022's National Night Out?
I think National Night Out is very important to the community and the police department. It gives us an opportunity to go out and mingle with the community in a positive light. Normally when someone's calling the police department, it's not for something good. So this gives us an opportunity to go out and meet the community and have positive interactions with them.
Well, tonight is the annual National Night Out. It goes on everywhere in the nation. So tonight, the City of Stafford, police officers, detectives, administrators, we're all out and about, visiting all the neighborhood parties, commingling with the citizens. Who some of them know us, some of us have worked with them before, some haven't. So it's just a good opportunity for us to get out so they can put a friendly name and a face with a badge or a firefighter or whatever the case may be, and just making sure they understand about safety and security and watching out for themselves and knowing that they can call us for anything that they need.
You know, we've been out for 2 years, haven't been able to do the National Night Out. So this year we had 9 total parties. Which is down from previous years, but we kind of expected that to be the case. But overall, we had a couple of new parties this year that are first-timers that had great success.
So this is Promenade's National Night Out. We invited the community out with treats and Stafford Police, and so we're just out here all getting to meet each other and mingling.
Councilwoman Alice Chin had one, and I believe she had about 45 people at hers. Councilman Herrera held one, and he had over 60 people at his. And then Mary Ann Smith held one for the first time this year, and she had about 50 people at hers. So 3 new parties this year with huge successes.
Can I have everybody's attention, please? I would like to give this certificate of appreciation to the Stafford Police Department for all the hard work you guys do. And I hope they appreciate what Dove Country is trying to do and help them.
Well, I think it's just important for the police department and the community to be involved together and to interact. Keep an eye on our Facebook page. We will be posting very soon for our upcoming Citizens Police Academy, which will be at the first of the year. So keep an eye on that because space is limited. So get your applications in early as soon as you see that posted, and come out and see what we do here at the police department and get the experience of some of the training that the police officers go through.
For Stafford Weekly News, this is Randall Williams. Ideally, a candidate for an important job like school principal will bring a lot of experience and dedication to education. John King went back to school and found the new elementary school principal is all that and more.
When I first received the email from about the opportunity to become a principal here in Stafford, I was like, yeah, I miss it. I had left it for a couple of years. I went back to school to get my doctorate. So I had been sort of semi-retired, but I was ready to get back into the work. This is something that I feel it's God's work. You know, it's a calling, I feel. It's a place where I feel comfortable being a person who can make a difference, who can contribute and leave things better than what I found. And so I applied. And then I got a call from Dr. Dubose, and she told me that I was one of the finalists. So I was elated. I felt like, you know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Oh, okay. Oh, good morning.
It's a great honor for me to be back in this community. I lived here in Stafford for a good number of years, 23 years or so, and I still live in the area. But it's great to be in a community where I know the people, I feel comfortable here, and I love making a difference. Most of my career was spent in Houston ISD. I was a teacher, I was a supervisor, assistant principal, and for the longer time, I was a principal in both elementary and middle schools. I did take a one-year hiatus when I first retired the first time, and I went to work in a private school as a Spanish teacher, and that was a different experience. I did that for the first retirement. I tried it out. I felt like I really needed to be back in the work, so I ended up going back to HISD. And then again, the next retirement came, or semi-retirement, when I went back to get my doctoral degree. I'm super excited. One, this is quite a challenge. It's a large elementary school, larger than average. I do love the community. I think the potential is great to have this school become the beacon of the community. I feel like it's got great potential. The students are fantastic. I am lucky to have a fully staffed school. We don't have any vacancies. Right now, teacher retention is, it's not just a local problem or a national problem, it's really a global crisis. It's hard to retain teachers. It's a very challenging career. And so I feel like one of my great accomplishments coming in is that I have been able to bring in some fantastic teachers while they're kind of new. In some cases, I feel like we have the network of support to offer them everything that they need to pave the way to some long-standing careers in education. Who I am is a person who's committed to making things better all around us. I am committed to getting to know people. I love working with people, first of all. That is my strength, that I think that I am comfortable at the helm. I am comfortable coming up with great ideas. I'm comfortable in building a cohesive team that is going to work towards a common goal. And I feel like our common goal right here is to make sure that our children have the best opportunities to learn. We're all of one mindset. Our mindset is to build community, to all support the mission of this district, to make sure that all of our students are college or career ready. We're all in the mission together. We're all pulling towards those same exact goals. That is our focus for all of us. I want to say that I'm just thrilled to be here in Stafford, at Stafford Elementary. I want this to be the best school in all of Stafford MSD. We may be the smallest district. We are the biggest elementary school in this district, and I want this to be a grand year for all of us.
Golfing for Good, next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
The Fort Bend County Library System is one of the best in the country. Small wonder since they've been at it for 75 years. Something like that deserves a party, and we were there. If you drove past the George Memorial Library on Saturday, October the 8th, you might have noticed some hoopla going on, and it was for a very good reason.
Today, Fort Bend County Libraries is celebrating 75 years. In 1947, 12 women took it in their mind to start a library system for the county. And they went before Commissioner's Court and they got it approved, and from these 12 women in one location, we've grown to 12 locations all around the county. We have millions of people visiting us every year.
I don't know if you realize Portland County has one of the best library system in the state. As a matter of fact, many counties don't even have a library system. And I appreciate that vision of that 12 women. They got together and also came to Commissioner's Court at the time and requested it is important to have a library, and now we have numerous, and at the moment.
Today we're celebrating our 75th anniversary, and we have all kinds of activities going on. We have free face painting for the kids, we have ongoing story time. We have the swing dance lessons and swing dance music. We have barbershop quartets.
Hello to everybody, hello to everyone. Now we are here to spread good cheer with songs and bits of fun. Come on and let's start the fun.
We have radio, mystery theater, all kinds of fun things for the whole family. We have a time capsule put together, and we have different newspapers representing this weekend and different magazines from all around the county. The Houston Chronicle had a big commemorative issue of the Queen's death, so we made sure to include that. We have our board of directors in there, the elected officials list is in there. We have a commemorative coin that we're giving to everybody, so that's included in there. And our plan is to store it in our genealogy and local history department. And 25 years from now, for our centennial, they can reopen it and see what life was like in 2022.
No trip down memory lane would be complete without some vintage cars, which were out in the parking lot to be admired. And no library event is complete without a book sale by Friends of the Library.
A big debt of gratitude to a Friends of the Library organization who's sponsoring the entire event.
For Stafford CSI, this is Randall Williams. The autism support group Hope for Three needs funding for its services, and after a rocky start for the year, is back on its game with the Golf for Autism tournament. Fernando Ramirez tees up the story.
Today we are holding our 7th annual Golf for Autism. We raise funds and awareness for families and children living with autism. Our presenting sponsor is Landmark Charities, and we're out here at a beautiful day at Sweetwater Country Club having a great time, and the end result are our kiddos that will be the big winners of today's efforts. We always have some fun things going on during the tournament. We have a 50-50 raffle where people just buy a $20 ticket, and at the end of the night we split it. It gets up pretty high, between $1,600 and $2,000. We have a wine pool. It's a $40 ticket. You're guaranteed a bottle of $50 wine up to $120. We have a Take a Shot for Autism Awareness, which is actually Texas Gun Club, has a real gun where they shoot off a golf ball. So that's a fun contest. And then let's see, we've got Hole in One. Mack Height Chevrolet is providing Ford F-150 if you hit a hole in one on both courses. And we take on both courses at Sweetwater Country Club to double our impact for our kids and our families. This specific event, Golf for Autism, has turned into our actual largest fundraiser. Landmark Charities, which was Time Wise stores who sold out to Shell, but now they're maintaining their foundation, which is Landmark Charities. They have been our presenting sponsor every year except our first year, which was, 2016. And they just shared with me that they would come back next year. So we've got our presenting sponsor for next year. I think it is the support of the community, our volunteers. They come year after year and support. Number one, I think they recognize the importance of our cause, but number two, the need to raise funds and awareness for our local families and children living with autism. To our golfers and our volunteers that are here today, volunteers are giving their time and their precious talent, but for our golfers, number one, kind of hold it on Columbus Day, so they're off of work, but number two, many of them are still working. Without them, this event wouldn't be possible. They pay, of course, for their team, so those funds go back to our kiddos after we pay our expenses and so forth, but they're incredible, incredible individuals that come out to support us and make this day possible. 2022 started out a little slow, a little rough. We weren't sure if we were going to hold our big event in April. April's Autism Awareness Month. Turned out okay. We're back to in-live person events for the entire year of 2022, luckily. So I think we're back to normal. People are being very kind and gracious and supportive. So I feel like we're back on the road to success and continued success. We've been pretty fortunate with all of our sponsors, donors, and volunteers. So still on that road to success.
This cause is very personal for me. I am an autism mother of a child with autism who is 17. And so I know how important it is for these families to have the resources that Hope for Three provides. It brings me great joy each year to help rally the troops, rally the golfers out here for a great cause, and also get sponsors to underwrite this wonderful event so that we can continue to help the families that we do with the resources and financial support to help them on this journey of autism.
We are a lifeline to help you navigate that autism journey. We have a wonderful staff that's committed and dedicated to our cause, our purpose, and our mission, and we are here to support you and your family. Hopefully we can be a beacon of hope to you.
Imperial Steam Troopers. Next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
Hispanic Heritage Month is drawing to a close. And speaking of drawing, HCC hosted a community art event to celebrate. John King puts the finishing touches on this story.
Community College has asked me to do some workshops in several of the campuses on in relation to Hispanic Heritage Month. And so we've come up with different projects for them to engage in so that we can talk about what it means. And so in this case, we did a mural, diversity and inclusion. So, and it gives the kids an opportunity to talk about what it means to be Hispanic or Latino, and then it gets the other kids involved too, and that they can also engage. That this is not just for Hispanic population, but it's for everyone to learn more about culture. I think that it's important because we all want to preserve some of our culture. We all want to know where we come from. And though we might come from different Latin countries, in this case, we still want some of that identity for ourselves, right? But it's also how do we blend into what, you know, the United States, Mexican American, Latin American culture. So it's kind of a way to hold on to the past, but bring it into the future. What I do mostly is I see my work as preservation of culture, preservation of heritage, and also my work also focuses a lot on the empowerment of women of color. I think artwork, everybody gets a little shy, right? You see this big white canvas. It's kind of like a metaphor for life, right? It's this big white. What am I going to do? I can't paint. And you get all this anxiety, and it's just that first stroke, that permission, that you don't have to be an artist, that you don't have to be, you know, talented in any way. We all have it in us. Just start to draw. Just start to express yourself. And then you find that all of a sudden they're free to explore. And they start to laugh. They start to engage with each other. And I think it's also a mental healing in the way you can relax. You don't have any pressure. Nobody's judging you. Whatever is on the canvas is your own expression. Nobody can tell you it's right or wrong. I think they hear no so many times, like you can't do this or you do this, that to me I love to just let them explore, to just, and the energy they come in with, the ideas, the positivity that they have. It's so hopeful for someone like me, right? It's like, oh my gosh, they're so full of energy. They're so full of hope and vision. And so it's exciting to me every time I do one of these workshops. What I'm just trying to reach is for them to understand more about, in these cases, workshops, culture, and understanding that art comes from the heart, that we all have some kind of talent in us, and that to also explore. It also allows them to communicate with each other. You start to see them not be in each other's classes, or they just kind of saw each other walking over campus, and all of a sudden it opens up communication. So to me, I think it just it's a way of healing. It's a way of expression. It's a way of allowing them to have their own voice.
Thankfully, more fun events are on the rebound after the pandemic. The Rosenberg Railroad Museum's Fall Fun Fest is back, and even the Empire couldn't stop them. Fernando Ramirez ran the blockade for this story.
Today we're having our annual Fall Fun Fest. The theme is May the Steam Be With You. So if you're a steam engine fan or a Star Wars fan, it's a fun day for the whole family. So today all of our museum exhibits are open and staffed, so they can tour the museum freely. We also have a bounce obstacle course, a bounce house, ring toss, balloon animals, space painting, a DJ. We have a costume contest happening at 1 p.m. And we also have steam engines running on our garden railroad and in our model train room. And a fun thing that we have going on, we just started this year, is hands-on model trains. Some of our model train volunteers have tables set up and tracks and actual real model trains that the kids can manipulate and run on the tracks and see how everything works, all of the transformers and electronics and everything. In 2022, we're seeing a return of all of our customers across the board. Our senior groups are getting out again, our families. So our events are pretty busy. They're hopping. They're back to 2019 pre-pandemic numbers, which is fabulous. We're so excited to have our guests back and enjoying this wonderful property and exhibits we have. So the Rosenberg Railroad Museum, our mission is to educate on railroading history and its impact on the community, and also offer fun STEM programming for education for not only children but adults. We try to touch on every subject. A lot of people don't realize the impact that railroads have had on our history, our area, our economy, and so it's we try to offer a fun environment for children to come out and learn about the different things throughout the history. Our Tower 17 is a very historic building specific to Rosenberg. It was the last operating tower in Texas. It controlled the train traffic in the Rosenberg area. It was very vital, manned 365 days a year for over 101 years. And so the different types of technology that alone displays is important for people to understand and see how things were done then and what they progressed into now, because that's what we try to incorporate here, tying with the community, giving history about our community, who are the people of Rosenberg, who are the people of Fort Bend County, and what impact did the railroads have on the development of this area and the people. We hope they come back and want to learn more about the caboose, want to learn more about the Tower 17 and how people used different types of communication through the years, from telegrams to telephones to CBs to train orders handed to engineers passing by, what all it was about. And we hope they can kind of step back in time and see how it was to travel on a train when they visit the Quebec. And the model trains that we have in our education station, we liked that because it's very interactive, it's very hands-on, and it's to scale. So it actually is like watching a real train system, but just in a smaller scale. And so we hope they get really interested in that. They want to come back, be a part of our community, maybe volunteer, maybe come back and visit. We have education programs that cover different topics. We have scout programs. So we hope they find that this is a fun and educational place for them to come back to.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news.
This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.